others that I sell to. See, that's a different market. You see what I'm saying? That's your market. Okay. Your customers are within the market. Okay. And so you don't have to get a whole marketing book to get that. Over time, I've come to understand that. All right. Even though they have books on marketing and how to target a particular market, first you got to identify it. So that's the difference. They have what they call market segments. Let me use automobiles, but maybe help you if that can help. You know, Ford used to make a Crown Victoria, and they made a Lincoln Marquis. They're the same car. I don't know if you know it. They don't make the Crown Victoria anymore, but they were the same car. The only thing they did differently is put different markings and names on them. They made them in the same plant. One market was for the Crown Victoria, a little less money. The other one's for the Marquis. I bought the Crown Victoria. Okay. Rolled down the highway, this is nice. Okay. You know, all right, I wasn't paying an extra $5,000 for Lincoln's name and the Marquis name on it. Because that's all they did. The car is really the same. You see what I'm saying? They do the same thing with Xfinity. And well, you know who makes these cars, right? And Lexus. You know, Lexus is made by Toyota, right? Most people don't know that Lexus is made by Toyota. It's a Toyota. It's made by Toyota. The Avalon, the Lexus, they're just a little different. But they have different markets. And they target different markets. All right? The Lexus costs more money than the Avalon. Okay. You got, okay. All right. All right. Yes, sir.
Can you give me more clarity? You mentioned definition. Can you give me a little more clarity on definition of your product? You said the second part. I'm not clarity on definition.
Definition. Which definition?
You said about it was like you're defending your market. I mean your product. You said
defining. Defining your market. All right. Well, let's take it. Let's take it to the. I'll use my my business as an example. Okay. I sell new and used goods. I sell new and used. But the used goods I sell are what I call pristine. I call it anything that's going to be in mint condition. I'm not going to sell anything that I wouldn't buy. Okay. I mean, in mint condition. If you go out there and see my goods out there, you look at them, you'll see some of them used. They look like they're brand new. Okay. That's because that's the way I selected them for. You know. So why? Because number one, not simply because I'm selling them here at the Mosque, but I'm selling them period. Okay, that's my name, my reputation, everything is behind when you buy that particular item and you walk away with it. All right. If you're dissatisfied with it, you don't think it's the quality, you don't think it's it. But no, who does it impact? It impacts me. All right. And I sell online, so I ship. Okay. I've never had a return come back yet. Okay. All right. So I do have different markets. Like I said, I have an online store, so I have an online market. And I price my goods online in such a way that the shipping and stuff is priced into it. You see what I'm saying? And so when they purchase it, if they pay $25 or more, there's no cost for shipping. But I've already priced it into the product. You see what I'm saying? So that's one market. And I tell you now, if you see me here, or if you see me at God willing, at Savior's Day, I'll be a vendor at Savior's Day. You walk up and buy one of those suits that I got, Mohammed, and the suit I still got some. Okay, excellent suits, $400 or $500 suits. I sell them for $250. Okay, but the people who know, you know where the suit. This is one of them I got on. Okay, sure. You know the suit, you know where it came from. Okay, and those who walking in the door, I know who's coming to that particular event. Most of them. Now maybe some first timers coming, but for the most part, it's going to be people from our community, and that's going to be so. That's my market. And so they have an expectation to come to a vendor, a Muslim vendor. There's certain things that they expect, and they expect high quality, okay, good price, things like that. Okay, so that's what I mean by defining. I know my market before I even go and sit up. I know, so I know what products to select to take to sell. And I know how to price them. Okay. That's a help? Okay. Yes, sir.
You mentioned earlier that that was a 3-year plan.
Yeah, if you,
and a 1 year.
yes.
My question is it important to match what you put on that plan to what you report to IRS?
Yes, it is. Remember, one of the things that they said was that you have to have your personal statements for principals in your business, and that they have to have their income tax information. Yeah, you really do. You really do have to match it. And so that leads me to another question, another avenue. Business is different than a hustle. When you're out there hustling, nobody, and you're dealing with just cash, nobody but you and your customers know what you get doing. Okay? But when you get ready to go into business, let me tell you, I've been in business. I've had my corporation over 10 years now. Filed an income tax return every year, and pay sales tax. Okay, pay sales tax. Because somewhere down the road, somebody's going to come looking at it. Because they don't think the IRS is not looking at your stuff. All right, and you can only live a certain level and not submit income tax returns. Okay, after a while, they're going to look at it and say, now, wait a minute. How do you live like this? And you ain't filed an income tax return in the last 10 years. You know, so what are you doing? So I'm just saying, when you look at business, you got to just do what you need to do. But price your products and your services so that you take in consideration what you have to report to the government. But if you set your structure of your business up right, you can take advantage of a lot of the avenues that the government gives you to operate your business. Okay, you just got to operate it correctly and set your structure up correctly. All right, because the government gives people who are in business great benefits for being in business. All right, so just be truthful. Yes, just be truthful.
Is that possibility if you could give a sample, plan?
Well, you know, God willing, I'm going to. My wife don't like me to do these things because she said you just like to show out, you know. Because I could prepare one for you to see. So let me think a little bit about that. I'll see if I can try to find one that's online that won't be involving me, and so that can give you some ideas, and see if I can point it to you and tell you, okay, this is where you should go. Look at this business plan. This is a good sample after a plan has actually been done. I have one, but it's another brother's business, and I don't want to give out his business plan. But I'll do the research for you, and I'll bring the information back for you. Okay. Yes, sir.
Like earlier last year, Wally, he was making a presentation about going to business. He said the government has so much money for a minority of communities to go in business. And my comment to you, well, what's your thoughts and feelings about that? Because sometimes if you get government money, it's an entrapment to the extent you have to be really, really strict about the guideline and set. What's your opinion?
Yes, you do. It's really based on you. Based on what I say is this: if you don't mind jumping through those hoops that the government wants you to jump through to use their money, get the money. All right. I just don't want to do that. Okay, but that's my choice. I'm not saying that should be yours. Okay, but understand, taking the government's money or a bank's money, whoever money you take, or an investor's money, you got to be responsible to them for their money. Okay, and if you take the government's money, just make sure you do exactly what they tell you to do to use their money. What happens to many of us is we get the money and forget that we got to do the reports. We got to use the money the way they say we're going to use it. And so what happens to many of us? We get way out there, and then one day they come knock on the door and say, "Wait a minute, they bring an audit, right? You know, or we want to see all your books from the last 3 years. We want to see all this from the last 3 years." And they start looking at your stuff and they say, "Okay, well, you didn't use this right, you didn't use it, so you got to get that back." And that's what happens. And if you don't give it back, well, you know what can happen to you, right?
If the government give you $10,000, you mismanage it. Is in the kind of room say I mismanaged it, but I'm a rookie in business, the whole that. You will have no kind of moral.
You mean can you get out of it?
Yeah.
No, you can't get out of it, brother. You got when you take their money, you can't mismanage it. Don't even think about mismanagement.